everybody, we are going to cut these gorgeous blonde locks. This is Noah. He's got such pretty hair. So we're just going to take this hair a little bit shorter. We're not going to use any clippers on this haircut. We're going to do all scissor. So to start out, get the hair wet. And we are going to start with the top part. So take about a 1-inch section right down the middle of this hair. And this will determine the top length. So you can see I've got about a 1-inch section, and I'm going to take it up and I'm going to cut into the hair. So cut it vertically, just little triangles like this. So I'm probably going to take about 1 inch off. Depending on how long you want your little boy's hair, you can take less or more. But we aren't wanting this super short. We're just going to trim this up so it looks like he's got a fresh haircut. So this is called your middle guide right here. So this whole section right here will determine the whole top of this haircut. Once you got that middle section done, then you comb this guide over and start sectioning the top hair and using that middle guide as your cut. So as you can see, there's the middle guide right there where I cut, and now I'm going to match that. Take another little section. This is probably about a 1/2 inch to a 1/4 inch sections. But I bring it up and see how there's the guide right there. Then I'm going to make another cut. Right there, still doing vertical cuts on all of these. So I'm just going to use this middle guide and travel all the way around the head. So I bring that up, do triangle cuts. So this haircut tutorial is going to be useful for every haircut that you don't want to use the clippers. The only difference is you'll just have to adjust the lengths. So if your little boy doesn't want clippers on the side, but you still don't want it long over the ears, just take this middle guide a lot shorter, and then everything else, just take it as short as you want. But it's the same steps over and over and over again, just at different lengths. So once you've done this side with the middle guide, and then you pivot around the back, comb the middle guide over to the other side, and do the exact same thing. Comb up little sections, and cut. So you'll do the whole top section the same length as that middle guide. The top's all the way done, so now we're going to start with the sides. So like I said, instead of using clippers, now we're just going to cut the whole hair cut with scissors. So same thing, instead of doing a middle guide down the front on the top, you're going to do a guide right down the middle of the back of the hair. So about 1 inch on both sides. And comb that hair, get it wet enough so it will comb and stay, so you can get that good middle guide. And pull this out. So we're probably going to take another 1 inch off, and this you can cut right against your fingers. Now take another little section and pull it out. And then you're going to match. See, this is my guide where I cut. You're going to match that and cut all the way up. And you have to comb again to go, travel up the head. See how there's my guide that I'm going to match? I match that and go back up with that. So then what we'll do is we'll travel all the way around this side and then this side. Over the ear really short. So just kind of pay attention to make sure you're not chopping that part. The best thing to do is to let this section right above the ear, see how that length is right there, to let that fall, to keep that bottom length long, and then to cut that part. Drop that long piece right there at the bottom, and then cut the rest. The top is done, the sides are done. Now we're going to do the outline of the hair, which is sometimes overlooked, but probably one of the very most important parts because that's what everyone notices. So we're going to start here on the bangs, and this is kind of just to use your own judgment. You just want to eyeball what you think looks the best. So we kind of want to taper down by his eye. We don't want this part to be as long as the side part. So we're going to take here and then slide your scissors and taper that hair down on the side. And we'll take this and kind of just blend all of that together. Okay, put your head up. Make sure that your kid is putting their head straight up. And then this is where you can point cut as well. Okay, so how to get a straight line. It's easier said than done. You're going to pull the hair down, keep your hand against their neck, and then bring here, and then you're going to use what you just cut to be your guide on the other side. This is where I've already cut, if you can see that right there. And then match that. You also don't want to diagonal your fingers one way or the other way. Keep them really straight. If you don't cut your boy's hair in exactly the same spot, what you'll want to do is comb this front part down and even these two up just to make sure you don't have any long pieces when you go to style it and the hair parts in different ways. That's probably not going to happen with him because he's got a cute little cowlick right here that just makes that part automatically. But just in case your little boy doesn't have a perfectly placed cowlick, that's a good tip. These should be a mom's best friend. These are texturing shears, and this makes everything blend really, really well. Take little sections again and bring them out, and just right on the very end, take one little cut with a texturing shear, and that will blend everything really well and just help it to lay nicer. And do that all the way around the head. I kind of like to make sure that the bangs are a little thinner because you don't want those in the eyes ever. Their eyes are so dang cute. So thin those bangs out a little bit more so it still looks like you've got the illusion of a shorter bang, but they're not a bulk bang, if that makes sense. And then if they've got really thick, bulky hair, you'll probably want to take that middle guide that we started with at the very beginning and bring it up and just thin out just those ends right at the top. So like I said, this is your best friend. If you see any cut marks or anything that you think doesn't look great, do a little snip of these scissors and they will seriously make every haircut so pretty. The hairstyle's better dry, and so if your little boy will let you, put a blow dryer to it really quick and that'll give it volume as well. Depending on how long the hair is, you'll just want to use a little trimmer to clean up the neck. There's a few parts that I want a little bit thinner. Right here, if you can see how that kind of looks heavy right there, we'll just take that little section, we'll just take this, and we'll do a few more little cuts with this texturing shears, and that will make that way much better. Oh my gosh, this looks cute. This looks like a very blunt line. Since the hair is a little bit longer and shaggy, I don't want any blunt cuts. Pull this out, make a few little cuts with these texturing shears. And see how that takes it from a blunt cut to now just a shaggy cut. So any blunt cut that you have in the hair that you don't want, take these to it. All right, the haircut's done. He looks so cute. Put some in your hands like that, rub it around. And then this will just keep the style. You don't need a ton of product for a haircut like this. But this will just keep this style cute all day long and in place. And there you have it. Good luck with the haircut. Okay, ready? On your marks. Good, set, go.